Well, I had a small bump on my head on the outside here, and I mean, to describe it, it just was, you know, not very high, and it was round. There was no pain. I had no pain. I had no headaches. There didn't seem to be anything there except this little lump. When we saw the bone scan, it was an 11 centimeter mass, so it's kind of like the size of your fist, and that was inside the skull bone. It was pushing on the brain, so they show you a geometric figure over top of your scan, and then they move it and show you where your brain is supposed to be and where it is. That was very shocking. And then, of course, what the surgeon said to me was, how are you functioning? And I said, well, I'm fine. I just played a concert. And he said, you shouldn't even be walking because it's impeding on your motor skills. And then we had an interesting discussion about the fact that because I have motor skills that are extremely defined and probably more developed than others, that probably my brain was compensating and figuring out ways that I could still do what I needed to do, even though parts of it were being pushed over. So that was a shocking day. And then I think four days later I had surgery.
Marla Cole is this year's first recipient in the Cameco Touchdown for Dreams program, which grants dreams to women who are diagnosed with life-threatening cancer. A courageous mother of two, Marla is a co-founder of the Amati Quartet, and her dream is to have a professional recording of the quartet's music and CD produced. That dream was announced this spring, and work is already underway to make it a reality this year.
This wasn't easy today to try and make this happen. It was easy on our end, but certainly not on yours. You need to get this string quartet together to come here today, and you were able to do it. Talk about what it was like for you to see the quartet come together today. People had to take time off work, one had to travel to get here. What did it mean?
I think, you know, when you work together in a string quartet, you get to know each other pretty well, and we're all in it for the same reason. You know, we love the music. We have the privilege of playing the Amati instruments, and it's worth it. It's worth the efforts.
How are you able to stay focused? How are you able to get through each day and be able to focus on what matters the most?
How does it happen? I think I have no choice. I think that music keeps me going, and having a project to work on, having that focus is what I need right now. I did have to stop teaching, which took up a large part of my professional life. So there was a big empty hole there, and certainly I don't want to sit around and think about all the horrible things that are happening. I don't think that helps me in any way. It's much better to not think about it and to just get on with things.
You and I are both parents. I've got two little girls, and I know you've got a son and a daughter. What's it like to see the kids at home? What's it like to ride that roller coaster with them? And what's your ultimate goal? What do you tell them your ultimate goal is, and what do you believe?
I am not going anywhere. I'm not giving up. I have two kids, and I want to see them grow up. So I'm not going anywhere.
Cameco Touchdown for Dreams is a partnership between the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency, Saskatchewan Roughriders, and Cameco. This year's dream recipients came together for the annual gala at the Delta Besborough Gardens in June.
The gala's been a great night, Jonathan. We had a great time with all the women. I had the opportunity to meet some of the new ones, and they seem wonderful. Marla seems like such a strong, brave, courageous woman, so it's been great to meet her and her family.
I keep thinking on how do we make it better. I think this year tops them all. Having 10 recipients, outside venue, seeing so many past recipients came back and celebrate with us. I think that's the biggest reward of all. given the situations and the families, using it more as a celebration of life as opposed to anything different than that. So we're really proud of our partnership, and couldn't be any happier.
Nothing is more gut-wrenching and heart-wrenching and heartwarming than this event. And when you talk about the three-way partnership between Saskatchewan Cancer, Cameco, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders, it's just a, I hate to say it, win, win, win. And when you put all that together and you talk about the ladies and what they're going through, their stories, their personal stories, and what little we can do in their life to bring things to fruition, bring a dream to fruition, just something pretty spectacular.
I think this kind of positive thing makes a huge difference. I'm sure all the other women recipients will agree. Just something positive, just some good news. And that was incredible for me. I'd had months and months of bad news, and this was a great way to finish off chemo.
Well, it's really hard to keep your emotions in when you hear her talk, because we have kids. In fact, my daughter goes to school with her daughter. They've taken French immersion for about 8 years together, and I think of her situation, what she goes through every day, and I'm actually sometimes humbled and even ashamed at what we complain about and what we think are big issues when I see what they're facing every day. And so what a demonstration of courage and perseverance and a great spirit, and she'll be fine.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Good night.
Thank you very much. Good luck to all of you. Good night. Thank you.